Have you ever wished you could read people's minds? Imagine the power of knowing exactly what someone is thinking. Well, what if I told you that the Buddha himself had techniques for doing just that? Okay, maybe not literally reading minds, but the Buddha did teach ways to gain deep insight into the human mind and behavior. Want to learn his secrets? I'm Matt, and this is Buddha's Wisdom, where ancient teachings meet modern living. Today, we're going to explore a powerful Buddhist tale about the Buddha's top 3 techniques for understanding the minds of others and our own. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of the Himalayas, there lived a young farmer named Sanjay. He was known throughout the village for his diligence and his prized possession, a strong, healthy ox that helped him plow his fields. One day, Sanjay's neighbor Ravi came to him with a request. "Sanjay, my friend, I hate to ask, but my own ox has fallen ill. Could I please borrow yours for a few days to plow my field? I promise to return it unharmed." Sanjay, being a kind and generous man, agreed. "Of course, Ravi. We're neighbors after all. Just please take good care of him." Ravi gratefully took the ox and set to work on his field. But after a few hours, he noticed the ox limping and refusing to pull the plow. Worried, Ravi returned the ox to Sanjay immediately. When Sanjay saw his beloved ox injured, he was furious. He accused Ravi of mistreating the animal and demanded compensation for the lost work and veterinary bills. Ravi, equally upset, denied any wrongdoing. He insisted that the ox must have already been hurt and Sanjay was just looking for someone to blame. Their argument grew heated, drawing the attention of the whole village. Each man became more entrenched in his own perspective, unable to see the situation from the other's point of view. Just then, the Buddha was passing through the village on his travels. Seeing the commotion, he approached the arguing men with curiosity and compassion. The Buddha listened patiently, observing the situation with mindfulness. He noticed the anger and fear beneath Sanjay's accusations, and the defensiveness and guilt behind Ravi's denials. With empathy, the Buddha imagined himself in each man's position. He felt Sanjay's frustration at potentially losing his livelihood, and Ravi's shame at being accused of something he didn't do. Finally, the Buddha spoke. "My friends, I sense that there is more to this story than meets the eye. Sanjay, I can feel your worry about providing for your family without your ox. And Ravi, I can understand the pain of being blamed for something unfairly." Both men paused, surprised at the Buddha's insight. The Buddha continued, "What if, instead of arguing about who is right and wrong, we focused on finding a solution that helps you both? Sanjay, what do you really need in this situation?" Sanjay thought for a moment. "I suppose I just need my ox to be healthy, so I can work my land and feed my family." The Buddha nodded and turned to Ravi. "And Ravi, what do you truly want?" Ravi sighed. "I don't want to be seen as a liar or a thief. I borrowed the ox in good faith and returned it as soon as I noticed it was injured." The Buddha smiled. "It seems to me that you both want the same thing, to be seen as good, honest men who are doing your best to survive. What if Ravi helps Sanjay care for the ox until it heals, and in exchange, Sanjay allows Ravi to use the ox for his field once it recovers? That way, you both get what you need, and no one is accused unfairly." Sanjay and Ravi looked at each other, their anger slowly melting into understanding. They agreed to the Buddha's suggestion and thanked him for his wise counsel. As the Buddha continued on his journey, he reflected on the power of mindfulness, empathy, and non-judgment to transform conflicts and reveal the hidden truths of the human heart. By simply being present and seeing beyond surface appearances, he was able to guide the two men from opposition to cooperation. And that, my friends, is the essence of the Buddha's mind-reading techniques. Not some supernatural power, but the profound ability to observe without judgment, understand with compassion, and respond with wisdom. Now let's look deeper at how the Buddha used his mind-reading techniques of mindfulness, empathy, and non-judgment to untangle this conflict. When the Buddha first approached Sanjay and Ravi, he didn't immediately jump to conclusions or take sides. Instead, he listened mindfully, giving his full attention to each man's words and the emotions behind them. With Sanjay, he noticed the anger and accusation in his tone, but also the underlying fear. Sanjay was worried about his livelihood, his ability to provide for his loved ones. His ox was more than just an animal to him. it was his partner in survival. And with Ravi, the Buddha picked up on the defensiveness and the hint of guilt. Ravi truly believed he had done nothing wrong, but he also carried the weight of being seen as a bad neighbor, a man whose word couldn't be trusted. The Buddha held these observations without judgment. He didn't get caught up in deciding who was right or wrong. Instead, he looked deeper to the root of the conflict, two scared, proud men who both wanted to be seen as good and honorable. With this understanding, the Buddha could tap into empathy. He imagined himself in each man's place, feeling the sting of a threat to his reputation, the desperation of potentially losing his source of income. He recognized that beneath the surface, these men were more alike than different. From this place of empathetic wisdom, the solution arose naturally: to find a way to meet both men's deeper needs. By suggesting that Ravi help care for the injured ox and then borrow it again once it healed, the Buddha showed the men a path where they could both get what they wanted without shame or blame. In the end, it was mindfulness that allowed the Buddha to see clearly, empathy that allowed him to understand deeply, and non-judgment that allowed him to craft a wise and compassionate solution. We can all learn from the Buddha's example. In our own conflicts and relationships, we can practice pausing and observing before reacting. We can ask ourselves, what's really going on beneath the surface here? What is this person feeling and needing? And we can challenge ourselves to let go of simplistic judgments and instead embrace the complex, messy, beautiful human reality in front of us. I remember a time in my own life when I was locked in a bitter argument with a friend. We were both so convinced that we were right and the other was wrong. It felt like an impossible impasse. But then I remembered the Buddha's teachings. I took a step back and just observed my own feelings and thoughts without judgment. I tried to imagine what my friend must be feeling too. And suddenly, the way forward became clear. I realized that beneath our disagreement, we both just wanted to feel respected and understood. By shifting my focus to meeting those deeper needs, we were able to find a resolution that worked for both of us. That's the power of these mind-reading techniques. They're not about magically knowing exactly what someone is thinking. They're about learning to look beneath the surface, to understand with compassion, and to respond with wisdom. And the best part? These are skills anyone can learn. With practice, you can become a master of understanding yourself and others. Imagine how that could transform your relationships, your career, your entire life. You'd be like a Buddha in the modern world, spreading peace and understanding wherever you go. So my friends, that's the tale of the Buddha, the feuding farmers, and the path to profound understanding. I hope this story and its lessons inspire you to cultivate your own inner Buddha. Remember, mindfulness allows you to see clearly, empathy allows you to understand deeply, and non-judgment allows you to respond wisely. These are the keys to unlock the mysteries of the human mind and heart. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Buddha's wisdom, hit that like button and share this video with someone who could use a fresh perspective on the art of understanding. And don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening content every week. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. As always, I'm honored to be your guide on the path of wisdom and awakening. Until next time, may you meet every moment with mindfulness. May you see every being with compassion. And may you touch every life with the light of your understanding. Be well, my friends, and be the light.